Welcome back to the first team. I am Joe DeLeone, joined by Ryan Roberts. And today, as our cap off for summer scouting, week one is about to start. We're doing what has been a fun tradition on this show, Ryan, which has been our ultimate team selection. So instead of us doing like a big board, we are, before the season starts, hedging our bets here. We're trying to get ahead, and guys that we really, really like that we are projecting to do well in the 2024 NFL draft. The way that we're going to do that, Ryan, is we're each going to be picking a player at every key important position on the field for this draft class, and there's going to be points assigned to based on where they end up getting selected. So to recap, last year you did end up winning, but the way that the scoring
2 years in a row. 2 years in a row.
Shut up.
Sorry,
Shut up.
That out there.
Last year was the first year I was doing film evals, and I looked at my list and it was horrendously terrible. So that was You took advantage of an individual who is still new to the process, so I don't really care. But the way that the point scoring is going to work for this is that if one of the players you pick goes unsigned, you lose 10 points. If you get a UDFA, you lose 2 points. A 7th rounder is 1 point. A 6th rounder is 2 points. A 5th rounder is 3. A 4th rounder is 4. A 3rd rounder is 6. A 2nd rounder is 8. A 1st rounder is 10. And then a top 10 pick gets you 12. A top 5 pick gets you 14. And then the first overall selection ends up giving you a whopping 16 points.
Yes.
Should we make things a little bit more challenging in the sense that how is that? Caleb Williams?
No. Someone can get Caleb Williams.
Because then I'm gonna pick first, and I'm just gonna pick Caleb Williams because that's gonna give me a buttload of points.
You could do that. Do that, man. Do that.
Make sure you check out Bet Online for all of your sports betting needs. For anything that I do betting related, I go on over to betonline.ag and I use promo code BELIEVE50. BetOnline has all of the latest updated odds for the NFL and college football seasons. Anything you need, whether it's futures, live in-game betting, no matter what, your football betting needs are met at BetOnline. And again, make sure you use that promo code BELIEVE50, BLEAV50 to get a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. All right, well, I'm going to start us off here, and you're gonna go second. Loser goes first.
But wait,
I'm going to pick Caleb Williams,
right? So I get the second and the third pick. Is that how this works?
It's not really a snake draft because
it is because
Wait, we shouldn't, because we used to do it with Alex with 3 people.
Yeah.
We probably shouldn't do a snake draft.
Well, then I get the next 2, and then you get the next 2, and then so on and so forth, man.
So it's not really. It's kind of a snake draft.
It's a small snake draft. Okay, it's a garden snake draft.
Okay,
all right. Can we do that?
Gardens.
All right,
bit of a nub. Yes. Yeah, I'm going with a really shocking pick here, as if I didn't just broadcast that to everybody. That I'm going to go with Caleb Williams. I mean, if someone is a lock to be the first overall pick, it's this guy. What happens if he does demand some sort of a trade? I don't think it's likely, but like if that theoretically happened, I still get credit for that, right?
Sure. Yeah, you still get credit for that. That's fine. Yeah. I'm actually that was not going to be my pick at all, Joe. That was not going to be my first overall pick. It's not because I'm thinking about positions where I think there's a big separation between player 1 and player 2. That's where my mind goes to. Okay.
Okay.
First pick for me, Joe. I want Brock Bowers, please. Tight end, Georgia. That's yeah.
Okay.
I want Brock, and then my second guy. I want Marvin Harrison Jr. from Ohio State at wide receiver.
Oh, I don't know if I like that approach.
Why?
Because off of what you're going,
yeah.
If that's the case, there's not that much separation between him and. Like, I could still get a guy that ends up being a first-round pick, and if he ends up being a top 10 pick, which is kind of possible,
I mean, he could be a top 5
I
pick.
end up being fine there.
I don't know, man.
I'm not gonna.
We'll see. Well,
I'm not gonna disagree with that.
It's about who the second receiver is that you're going to take, because you don't have to take him right now, obviously, because of the nature of this. But yeah.
So I'm thinking here, based on there's some of these position groups I'm just not in love with. Okay, based on the fact. Oh God, I'm not going to do a defensive lineman right now. Okay. I'm going to go with Jared Verse from Florida State. I think that there's just so much volatility in my eyes for where the rest of this class can go at edge.
Yep.
And I feel like the one, not sure thing, but likely still at least a top 15 pick is going to be Jared Verse. Like he would really need to tumble and have a bad season for him to not get picked within those top 15 picks. So that then gives me
That's a really good pick, man. Real quick feedback. That was going to be my next pick, so it was a really good pick. I like that one. Yeah.
Ha!
Was a good
I'm going to go with
pick.
Kalen King as my next pick.
That's
not
fine.
much separation between him and Kool-Aid, but
Exactly.
I just really like Kalen, and I think that he's, again, another one of those players that is. See, my mistake last year that I made is I tried to take too many shots, and that did not work. So instead here, I'm going to try to be a little bit more balanced. I'm going Kalen King.
Okay, that's fair. Now it's a better approach, I think, than what you did last year, Joe. Safety, Cameron Kitchens, Miami.
Knew that was going to
have fun with that, sir. Have fun figuring that out. And then next one, Barrett Carter, linebacker from Clemson.
You can have him. You can have him.
And I will take him all day, sir. I will take him all day.
Yeah, I'm not. That one I don't mind because we have such a volatility in our evaluations on those guys. Okay, I've already gotten. See, I'm a little bit. What I want to do is I want to take a defensive lineman, but the problem is, I'm going to take a defensive lineman. But who do I want to go? Oh my God, the defensive tackle group is just going to be so
not great. Yeah,
I don't see any first rounders.
Yes,
I don't see any surefire guys, but I think that the one I'm the most confident in is Jer'Jon Newton. I feel like he is fairly consistent and good enough to at least be a second round pick. I don't know if he can really get himself to that point where he gets picked higher than that because some of those physical limitations. Right. But I'm going to go with Jer'Jon Newton.
There's going to be some teams that don't have Jer'Jon that high on their board just because of the traditional physical traits that you want at the position, but it's not a great defensive tackle class, even though everybody on Twitter keeps telling me that it is. I'm just like, is it really though? Is this a great class? I guess there's some depth, but nah.
Well, okay. The problem is that there's a lot of names and not a lot of accomplishments, and it's like that. Was the 33rd team graphic that they posted?
Yeah.
You just kind of threw a bunch of names onto a list, and I think more than half of those guys end up getting drafted way later than we're expecting to. This class is nowhere near, and it keeps getting compared to that freaking class that had Dexter Lawrence
and Christian Wilkins and those guys. Yep. Yeah. That was a great class, man. That was a great class of interior defensive linemen. I hate those types of graphics too, because it's like, can you give me at least a little bit more information about some of these guys? Like, you throw a height and weight on there at least, or something. No. Like nothing
Absolutely
more.
Not.
That's it. Okay, cool.
Wait. By the way, do you think that when they put Makai Wingo on there, they meant to put Mason Smith?
I mean, they're both. I
kind of think that
right?
was the case.
They're both eligible. Makai's small, man. I know he's a good player for LSU, but he's a small dude, man. I don't know.
Mason Smith, if someone goes in the first round, it's him, not
probably
not Makai Wingo.
Probably. Yeah. You're. Oh yeah. First round. Yeah, I would agree. Makai Wingo is never going to go in the first round. I agree 100% on that one. I think you had a back-to-back here, Joe.
Oh man, I was wasting our time here. Jer'Jon Newton, and then. It's a lot. It's not as hard to do this. There's only two of us.
I know. It's easier.
I'm gonna go with Olu Fashanu.
That's fine.
Actually, no. Change my mind.
I saw you. You wrote it down. It's over.
I want to marry Mims.
Oh, that's even better for me. Thank you. Okay, that's cool. That works.
Joe Alt. I'm gonna take Joe Alt. Go ahead.
I could take Alt or Fashanu now. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Running back, Rocket Sanders, Arkansas, please, sir.
That hurts my heart.
I know. Because you know why, Joe? Because you're going to take Trey Benson next, and Trey Benson has a medical background. So, who knows about that one, sir? You might have just dug your grave there.
Who's your other pick?
So, is there any other positions that haven't been picked at all? Interior offensive line has not been picked, right?
We don't have interior offensive line.
Oh, we just did offensive line?
We just did offensive line.
Oh, that's boring. Super boring, man. Super boring. So we don't have any other rollover, right? Like, we're just rolling through who we want now at this point.
Yeah.
Drake Maye.
Actually, wait. I'm adding a category.
No, we're not doing specialists. I don't even know who the hell is a specialist in this class.
You don't want to do a specialist?
By the way, did you notice that Blake Grupe, the kicker from Notre Dame, he is now the starting kicker for New Orleans Saints. Did you notice that?
Yeah, absolute dog. They've got 2 rookie specialists.
Dude, he went like I liked Blake, man, but he was like 12 of 17 last year on field goals. Like
Where did he
he's
transfer from, or was he there the whole
Arkansas
time?
State, I believe. Arkansas
Oh,
State.
oh,
Yeah. Dude,
oh.
I stood next to him at one practice. He is literally 5'7", 148 pounds. Literally. He is a small guy, man. Like really
I've
small.
been around kickers that are that size. It is
Yes.
weird that they have the
Yes.
amount of power that they do. Okay, so
Drake May.
who's your next pick?
Drake May. I don't have any rollovers now, so I'm just going to take the second guy in a lot of these groups, right? I mean, I think Drake for me. I think there's a limited world where he goes first overall over Caleb, but I do think there is a shot, right? Like it's a small shot, but I wouldn't say it's like the most ridiculous thing in the world that Drake May could get drafted before Caleb Williams. I don't think it's the most ridiculous thing of all time. So we shall see.
But he's also the closest thing to, I think, a sure thing out of the remaining group, because then it's just a lot of question marks. Like, well, I'd really like Michael Penix, but at the same time, medicals are an issue. Riley Leonard, we don't even know if the guy declares. He might decide to go back. He's a really young football player. I mean, you could go Bo Nix, but that's not exactly very very sexy selection to go with there, Ryan. I'm going to go with at running back.
Are we done doing the snake thing now? We're just going one by one, I guess, because it doesn't matter anymore.
You just said two in a row. You went Maye and you'd Sanders and then Maye.
Oh, did I take 2 in a row?
Yeah, you went Sanders and then Maye.
Okay. All right, I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. Okay,
trying to steal my pick. This guy over here.
Because it matters. Because you know what would be funny? We should have.
I knew you were a cheater.
You know what would have been fun though? If we should have opened it up of like, all right, so I took Marvin Harrison Jr. the first pick. I should be allowed to take another wide receiver if I felt like it, just to block you from a guy, which would be fantastic. But maybe for next year would be great.
That's too complicated.
That is very complicated.
We should have because it was just the two of us. We should have done multiple positions. We'll do that for next. No, not a guess. We should have just done multiple positions.
Dude, let's change it right now. Let's do it.
No, we're in the middle of recording this. We're not doing that.
Let's do it right now.
No.
All right, how about this? We're different rules. The positions we have, and then you get 2 bonus players at any position that could count towards your total.
No, I think we're overcomplicating. For the combine, we'll do that. We'll do that.
I'm going to kill you in the combine again, like I did last year as well. So
absolute cheater. Okay, running back. I'm going to go with Donovan Edwards because you bring up a lot. With Donovan Edwards has an injury history. Wait a minute.
You already wrote it down, man. That's it. You're done.
That's not how that works. I'm going to go with Braylon Allen.
Oh wait, he has an injury history too. Keep going.
I'm going with Braylon Allen. I think that. He is, despite us not both like being like I really like him, but I feel like he's somebody that the NFL is going to fall in love with no matter what happens. Braylon Allen is going to be my pick, and then my first wide receiver, I'm going to go with Malik Neighbors. I think there's just such a natural bias for LSU guys.
You didn't take Ibuka, huh? You went with Neighbors.
Yeah, because I don't know if there's maybe some sort of scenario where if somebody climbs, I think it might be Malik Neighbors.
Okay, that's fair. Huh? Interesting one. I was just expecting. I almost was going to write Ibuka in for you in pen, but
settle down.
We'll see. Offensive line, I'm kind of struggling a little bit, Joe, because I want to take Joe Alt because I think he's the better player. But Olufashanu, we know NFL teams are very high on, right? So like, I'm going to skip offensive line for now. I'm going to come back to it last because I'm struggling here, man. I'm struggling. Defensive tackle, Rook Orororo from Clemson, please. Second round preseason grades. He's going to eat this year, sir. He's going to eat.
My spelling on his name is definitely correct. I like Rook Orororo for that pick because he's one of those height, weight, speed guys where maybe he doesn't have a great season. Maybe things are kind of still, he needs to improve on some things. He still could get drafted really high based on just testing numbers alone.
Edge, Joe. Edge, I'm going to take. Ready? I would typically want to take someone like Braylon Trice because I think Braylon Trice is fantastic, but I'm not taking Braylon Trice. I am playing the wild card of a team going bananas for traits here, okay? Because it happens every single year. Give me Dallas Turner from Alabama as my edge pick.
I don't hate that.
Joe, let me ask you, like, honestly, would it shock you if Dallas Turner comes out and has a good season if someone drafted him before they drafted Jared Verse? Would that shock you?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely would not shock me. The guy he's going to test with ridiculous numbers, but like, what for him is enough for that to happen though? Like he would need to have some bonkers stats because like the
stats that he had when he was a true freshman 2 years ago, like, I don't know, man. Like he had like 8.5 sacks. I feel like if he has 8.5 sacks and he goes to the combine, runs a 4.4 at 250 pounds, it's like, okay, yeah, sure. Let's take him top 10. Just wouldn't be shocked.
I think tight end, I got to go with Benjamin Urasek. I don't think that there's anyone even close to him as the next best guy.
Okay, I know we're going to talk about it at the end, man, and you spelled Urasek very wrong, by the way. That is
I don't
incorrect.
care. Do something about it.
That has to be the position that has the biggest like gap, right? Bowers and everyone else has to be.
Well, if Urasek didn't exist, I would have an even bigger gap.
Yeah,
I would have a top 5 grade, and then a top 100 grade if I took Benjamin Urasek out of there. That's the difference between 1 and 3.
Ugh.
Unbelievable.
It's not great, man. Not great.
I'm gonna go with just my linebacker here. I'm gonna knock this one out.
Take Trotter, you coward.
No, I'm absolutely not going to do that. I want to go with Junior Colson because he's my top-rated linebacker, but at the same time, I feel like Jamon Dumas Johnson's good enough that he will just be like a second-round pick.
It's possible, very possible.
I'm going to go with Dumas Johnson because I feel like, again, it's another one of those position groups where I feel like the NFL has an unnamed bias for certain teams coming from certain programs and certain position groups that he could just get drafted really early because they're like, oh, who's the next great Georgia linebacker? So I'm going to go with Jamon Dumas Johnson.
So, you know what's funny? You know who my second linebacker would have been picked if I didn't take Carter?
Who?
I would have taken the guy with the most upside. I probably would have taken Smile London from from Georgia, but yeah, you went. I didn't watch. You went the floor there, which I respect, man. I like.
Well, I went 2 upside last year. I had Jaleel Billingsley and Deuce Vaughn on mine last year, which is.
I forgot you picked Jaleel Billingsley, man. Did he even make a team as a UDFA?
I don't know. I mean, I think he signed somewhere, but
gosh.
Okay, all right, you're up. Last
my back to back before you finish this out. Cornerback. Give me, actually, I actually think Kool-Aid's a safer pick, man, but I want to go Nate Wiggins from Clemson, I think. Just give me Kool-Aid McKinstry just because I think that teams will love him, but man, you just put him as a safety on your list, by the way.
Shut up.
I almost picked Nate Wiggins there, though, man, from Clemson. Did you see Dane Brugler had him as his 12th ranked player in the class?
No, I wish I kind of wish I watched him, man. That's
telling you, man. Good football player. Offensive line, I'm just gonna roll with who I like better, man. I think it's very safe to take Olu Fashanu, but just give me Joe Alt. I'm just gonna take Joe Alt from Notre Dame just because I think he's safe. I think he's gonna be he's gonna be an easy first round pick. Is there a world where Fashanu is drafted before Joe Alt? Yes, there is that world. Is there a world where Amarius Mims is drafted before Joe Alt? Yes, there is that world. But I really just think that people are going to value the consistency and the athleticism and just kind of the overall profile of Joe Alt. So I'll take Alt. Why not?
You have dug me a disgusting hole here at the safety.
Dude, I don't even like Cameron Kitchens that much, man, where I'm just like, yeah.
You're an ass. You knew what you did.
I know, man.
Okay. I want to go with Kalen Bullock, but if I'm being completely honest, the way that he played the other day doesn't exactly put a lot of
you mean he's
confidence in me?
You mean he still can't tackle, Joe? Still can't play through contact, huh?
I think he can be a good pro, but I have a really bad feeling that the NFL is not going to love him.
Put him at corner. Put him at corner.
I'm going to go with God, I have no good options. I'm going to go with Cole Bishop. That one's not going to end up going very well for me.
Cole Bishop's going to get drafted as a linebacker.
No, wait. I'm going to do Latham Ransom.
You can't keep changing things after you announce.
Yes, I can. I'm talking. The whole point of a podcast is to talk things out.
Joe, I think there were like 3 or 4 picks there on your notes that you literally picked somebody else and then you changed it last second. That doesn't make any sense, man.
Well, this is the final results. I'm going to read these off, and that's going to be it for today's episode. I ended up Quarterbacks, Caleb Williams. Ryan has Drake Maye. Running backs, I have Braylon Allen. Ryan has Rocket Sanders. Wide receivers, I went with Malik Neighbors. Ryan went with Marvin Harrison Jr. Tight end, I got Benjamin Urasek. You got Brock Bowers. Offensive line, I got Amarius Mims. You got Joe Alt. Defensive tackle, you got Rick Aurora. I got Jerjon Newton. Edge, Jared Verse. You ended up with Dallas Turner. Linebacker, Jamon Dumas-Johnson for me. Barrett Carter for you. Kalen King at corner for me. Kool-Aid McKinstry for you. And then lastly, you got Cam Kitchens. And I am stuck with Latham Ransom.
Stuck. That's a great way to put it, man. I'm sure Lathan will love listening to the podcast that you say you're stuck with.
See, I would say I doubt he's going to listen, but Tyreek Williams.
Tyreek Williams. I thought you were talking about Tyreek Wilson when he DM'd me last year.
Tyreek Williams, the Ohio State defensive tackle, listened to the show when we said he wasn't we thought that he had first-round potential, but wasn't there just yet, which is still hilarious.
Yes.
At Joe DeLeone, at Rise and Draft. We'll be back. Enjoy the rest of your week.